got you! We got you. And more to come.
A few moments later.
We got you! We got you. And more to come. Clown, thug, crook, criminal.
And just before the House was scheduled to vote on that funding bill, New York Congressman Jamaal Bowman pulled a fire alarm inside the Cannon House office building. This photo has just been released by U.S. Capitol Police. Congressman Bowman told reporters he was trying to get through a door and thought the alarm would open that door. His spokesperson says it was an accident and that the congressman regrets any confusion. Some Republicans in the House want Bowman censured for his actions. Capitol Police say they are investigating.
Are you concerned about the accusation that Congressman Jamaal Bowman is accused of pulling a fire alarm in a congressional office building, and what are the next steps here?
I haven't seen the video. Until I see the video, I'll have no further comment.
Hi, boys and girls. This is Congressman George Santos. This here is a fire alarm. If you lift this part here and pull this down, you trigger an alarm. Don't do it. Stay good, kids.
All right, guys, so we got to follow up on this story about the insurrectionist Democrat Jamaal Bowman, who got caught on camera pulling a fire alarm in an alleged attempt to delay a House vote. Okay, Democrats wanted to delay the House vote on keeping the government open, and Jamaal Bowman played his role, right, and allegedly decided to pull a fire alarm in a nearby building as a way to delay the vote. Okay, that is the theory that has been put out there, okay, about why he did it. Now, we don't know exactly why he did it, okay, but that is the main thought process here, okay? Now, again, this guy got caught on video doing it, right? And then he claimed in a statement that the reason why he did it is because he was trying to open the door, right? He thought that pulling the fire alarm would open the door, which is kind of ridiculous considering that this guy is a school principal. He was a school principal, okay? And this guy would know as a school principal that you don't pull the fire alarm to open the door in a situation that's not an emergency, right? It's not a fire. You don't pull a fire alarm, okay? He knows that, but again, he claims that he made a mistake. He was confused, right? That maybe he thought that pulling the fire alarm would open the door. Now, I'm not sure exactly why he thought this was okay, because clearly the exit sign here says, hey, this is an emergency exit, and that you only exit through this door in the case of an emergency. Now, maybe pulling the fire alarm would open the door. But again, you're only supposed to do that in the case of an actual emergency, okay? A fire, not you being late to a vote, right? But apparently, again, a lot of people are asking questions because there are underground tunnels that these politicians take in order to actually get to the building that they need to get to vote. So a lot of people are wondering why in the world would this guy try to go out this door in the first place? This is not the door that they usually use. And again, as you can see here, the signage clearly indicates that this is an emergency exit only, and this does not look like a doorknob, right? It doesn't look like a switch to open the door. It is a straight up fire alarm, okay? So again, this guy is an idiot, right? He's essentially admitting that he's too dumb to be in Congress, okay? He's too dumb to be in Congress because, again, if you are a school principal, he should know that it's not okay because that's what he did before in the past, so he knows it's not okay. So now you're admitting that you pulled it in confusion, okay, because you thought it would open the door. So now you're telling us that you're dumb. You're too dumb to be a sitting congressman, which is all the reason why he should be expelled. I'm so serious about that, okay? I told you guys in my first video about this, that the test of how much cojones the GOP has is whether or not they make an honest effort to expel this guy, okay? Because we all know what Democrats would be doing if that was a Republican that did that in an alleged attempt to delay a House vote. We all know they will be trying to expel the member of the Republican Party, right? And to the Republican Party credit, there have been some members that have drafted resolutions to try to have Jamaal Bowman expelled from Congress, and AOC is going to have a full-blown meltdown on CNN over the fact that Republicans are essentially thinking about or trying to get this guy expelled, which they should be trying to do. So without further ado, let's get into it.
There was an interesting moment over the weekend when your New York colleague, Congressman Jamaal Bowman, and he's under investigation for this now after Capitol Police say he pulled a fire alarm in one of the House office buildings. Democrats were trying to delay a final vote on the bill. There he is pulling the fire alarm. He says it was an accident. He thought pulling the alarm would open a door based on the fact that the doors to his right there were locked, and there was a sign that he said he was, I think someone said it was confusing. I'll be honest, it doesn't really make sense to me, his explanation. Have you talked to him? What's going on there?
I mean, listen, I think if you actually do see some of the photos of the signs, I think there's something to be said about the government's about to shut down. There's a vote clock that's going down. The exits that are normally open in that building were suddenly closed.
So you pulled a fire alarm?
So what I am here to say is that House administration and U.S. Capitol Police and Jamaal Bowman are an active, and he's fully participating in saying there was a misunderstanding. But what I do think is important to raise is the fact that Republicans, representatives like Nicole Malliotakis and others, immediately moved to file motions to censure, motions to expel, before there has even been conversations that are finished to even see if there was a misunderstanding here.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they? Right? I mean, that's exactly what they should be doing. Okay? Because, again, we know if the shoe was on the other foot, what the Democrats would be doing, they won't be waiting around to get the details and to find out what happened. They would be filing motions to censure and to expel the GOP congresswoman. They don't give a damn, right? Again, these are the same people that tried to kick Marjorie Taylor Greene out of Congress for something that she did before she was even in Congress, okay? So Democrats, again, they set this precedent when it comes to levying these punishments against their political opponents for ticky-tacky things. In this case right here, I don't think this is ticky-tacky. This is actually very serious. But now they want to boo-hoo, whine, and cry foul when it's being done back to them. When it's like, no, you guys signed up for this. This is the party that y'all wanted. You're just getting a taste of your own medicine. Now, again, in this case, for Jamaal Bowman, again, the dude is clearly lying, right? Clearly he's lying. I mean, the dude is not that dumb, okay? He's a dummy, but he ain't that dumb. He ain't that stupid where he did not realize what he was doing, that he was going to pull a fire alarm and that he should not have done that. Again, trying to get to a House vote, if that's actually what he was trying to do, that's not an excuse. So he's lying, claiming he was confused, okay, and there was a misunderstanding when there's no misunderstanding. He did what he did in an attempt to delay the vote because that's what Democrats want to do. Allegedly, they wanted to delay the vote because they wanted more time to go over the bill, right? So, again, this guy tried to obstruct official proceeding, which, in my opinion, is an act of insurrection if we go with what the Democrats have set as a precedent, right? So he needs to be punished accordingly. He should be charged with the same crimes that the January 6th protesters were charged with for simply taking a tour of the Capitol. He needs to do hard time. Again, this is not something where we can just give him a mulligan and say, oh, it's so... No. Because you did not grant that same benefit of the doubt to the protesters that got a tour of the Capitol sponsored by the Capitol Police. So again, this is what you guys wanted. And even Jake Tapper knows that what AOC is saying doesn't make sense, right? Even he knows, like, this don't make sense. It makes no sense whatsoever for this guy to pull the fire alarm, right? Oh, wow, he was late for a vote, therefore I'm going to pull the fire alarm. Like, what? It doesn't, it just, these people believe that you're stupid. They really do believe that their constituents, the people who vote for them, are stupid. And this is why they come out here and they peddle these stupid explanations for situations like this, is because they literally believe that the voters are stupid, that the people are stupid, that you're just going to go along with this silly excuse that this guy made for doing something that everybody who went to a public school knows that you're not supposed to do, right? Under no circumstances, unless there's legitimately a fire, which is pull a fire alarm, okay? People get expelled from school for doing that, okay? Everybody knew not to do that, okay? So again, watching AOC defend her colleague, who's a part of the squad as well too, he's a simp, okay, is unsurprising. But again, this is what people like AOC signed up for. This is what she wanted.
But what they did do, while they did that, what they did not do was to commit to the same when George Santos was actually found guilty after a thorough investigation of 13 federal charges. He's indicted on everything from wire fraud to actual lying of House investigators. And they have been buddying up and giggling with him on the House floor, and they are protecting someone who has lied to the American people, lied to the United States House of Representatives, lied to congressional investigators, but they're filing a motion to expel a member who, in a moment of panic, was trying to escape a vestibule. Give me a break. And so the idea that there is somehow any kind of equivalence to someone who is actively trying to clear up a situation that he himself admits he's embarrassed. He released a statement last night. He apologized. And they are protecting someone who has not only committed wire fraud, not only defrauded veterans, not only lied to congressional investigators, but is openly gloating about it, is absolutely humiliating to the Republican caucus. And I think that they should really check their own values.
What's humiliating is this explanation, right? That's the real humiliating part about this, okay? Because, look, here's the thing. She can cry George Santos all she wants. But the reality is that this guy did something that, again, Democrats said is an act of an insurrection when you try to delay an official proceeding, which allegedly that's what he tried to do, okay? And honestly, at the end of the day, he should be held accountable for it. And if AOC had any integrity, she would want him to be held accountable for it. But again, because he's a member of the squad, right? You know, he's her friend. Who knows? He could be clapping them cheeks. I don't know. I have no clue whatsoever. I'm just saying. I mean, like, you know, you never know what's going on with these people in Congress. But regardless, he should be held accountable, and she shouldn't be defending this type of behavior. I mean, is she stupid enough to believe that explanation? Of course she don't believe that explanation. Of course she knows what he tried to do, and that's why she's so upset that Republicans are trying to expel the guy. But hey, look, again, since you want to cry about George Santos, I'll cut her a deal, right? If I'm Republicans, I'll cut her a deal. We'll expel George Santos, right? We'll kick him out if you kick Jamaal Bowman out, right? Is that fair? That's a fair exchange, right? You kick out Jamaal Bowman, we'll kick out George Santos, okay? Except, I don't know, because Jamaal Bowman's district might actually vote for another Democrat. We don't know about George Santos' district. His district is more of a swing district, so who knows? Maybe, just maybe, there's a chance that a Democrat could replace George Santos, which would be a big problem. So, I mean, hey, maybe it's not a fair exchange, but I'm just saying, in the ideal world, if you take the politics out of, you know, the re-election in their district or whatever, yeah, both of them would be gone, right? I'm totally fine with that, okay? I'm just saying, but, you know, is AOC going to hold one of her own accountable? Of course she's not going to, right? You never do that. So expecting Republicans to hold their own accountable when Democrats never hold their own accountable is silly, right? Ain't it crazy how that works? Okay, AOC wants Republicans to hold George Santos accountable, but Jamaal Bowman does something that, in my opinion, warrants expulsion from Congress based off Democrat Party precedents that they set. All of a sudden, she don't want to hold that person accountable. Nah. Give him a slap on the wrist, right? You don't understand. He was confused by all the emergency exit signs and the clear fire alarm signage, right? He was confused, okay? You don't understand, right? A former school principal is so stupid that he got confused in regards to what a fire alarm looks like and what it does. Again, amazing stuff. But like I said, this will be a test of how strong the GOP actually is, okay? They need to make an honest effort to bring a resolution to the floor for a vote to expel Jamaal Bowman. If they do not do that, throw the whole party away. Now, realistically, will they expel him? Probably not. They need 2/3 votes. But every Republican needs to stand behind the expulsion and put the onus on the Democrats. Again, will the Democrats vote for it? Probably not. So the chance of getting expelled for this is probably low because Democrats, again, they don't hold their own accountable while expecting the GOP to hold their own accountable. Again, it's just amazing how that hypocrisy works there. But Regardless, there needs to be an honest effort to expel this guy from Congress. I'm so serious. And again, this is an opportunity for them to prove that they actually do have some cojones, right? I'm just saying. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.